Today, I would like to explain deviation of Mendel's dihybrid ratio, that is due to interaction of genes, and we can also call it extension of Mendelian genetics. Myself, Dr. Icha Purak, University Professor, Department of Botany, Ranchi Women's College, Ranchi. No, I will try to make you understand with the help of PowerPoint presentation. Gregor John Mendel performed monohybrid and dihybrid crosses, taking sweet pea as experimental plant. In monohybrid cross, only one trait and its two alternative forms were taken under consideration at a time. Two phenotypes, red and white flower color, were obtained. There were only three possible genotypes: capital R, capital R, and small r, with phenotypic ratio 3 is to 1 and xenotypic ratio 1 is to 2 is to 1. Capital R homozygous and capital R small r heterozygous are both phenotypically alike and both are governed by dominant allele R. In dihybrid cross, two traits were considered at a time: height of plant and color of flower. Four phenotypes were obtained by dihybrid cross, that they were tall plants with red flowers, capital T, capital R; tall plants with white flowers, capital T, small r; dwarf plants with red flower, that is small t, capital R; and dwarf plants with white flowers. The phenotypic ratio 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1 was obtained, and genotypic ratio, as we have already seen, was 1 is to 2 is to 2 is to 4 is to 1 is to 2 is to 1 is to 2 is to 1, and the combinations 1, 6, 11 and 16 are only homozygous. Now this slide shows the dihybrid cross genetical expression, and we can see 16 possible combinations, of which 9 combinations show tall plants with red flower. Numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10 and 13, where there is capital T and capital R. Then where in combinations in which there is capital T and small r are tall plants with white flowers, 6, 8 and 14. And small t, capital R combinations are dwarf plants with red flowers, 11, 12 and 15. And only one combination having both the recessive alleles, small t, small r, is dwarf white, that is 16th combination. Mendel concluded on the basis of results of monohybrid and dihybrid crosses performed on sweet pea that one trait is controlled by a gene existing in two alternative forms or alleles. The alleles are responsible for alternative allelomorphs or phenotype. The phenotype governed by dominant allele only appears in F1 generation. That different traits assert independently. Segregation of two genes is independent of each other. Different traits means height of the plant and color of flower. After Mendel's rediscovery by Hugo de Vries, Karl Correns and E.V. Shermack in 1900, many geneticists repeated the same pattern of work using other organisms and different phenotypes, but the results were not always according to Mendel's laws of inheritance, fit with the principle as law of segregation and law of independent assortment. it became apparent that it is not necessary that a single trait is controlled by one gene only. And it is also not always true that a gene has only two alleles, may have many alleles, and the phenotype may be result of interaction of two genes and their alleles, or a character may be controlled by more than one gene and its alleles. In such a condition, two or more genes may interact. The resulting phenotype may be result of interaction. Suppose gene A is responsible for the phenotype A, red, and gene B is responsible for the phenotype B, white. When both capital A and capital B are present together, may give rise to a new phenotype C or pink. But these genes still obey independent assortment pattern. If A and B are two genes, both dominant over their respective recessive alleles, small a and small b, then interaction will depend on presence of both dominant alleles A and B, absence of either capital A or capital B, or absence of both capital A and capital B. Mendel was fortunate to get 3:1 and 9:3:3:1 ratio uniformly because the traits he considered were governed by one pair of alleles of a gene. The genes and their alleles for different characters were located on different homologous pairs of chromosomes, or even if on the same homologous pair, the genes for different traits were present at a distance sufficient for crossing over during meiosis, which give new combinations. Now, we will see how deviation of Mendel's dihybrid ratio takes place, and this is due to interaction of genes. Some traits are controlled by more than one gene and their alleles. In such cases, alleles of two genes may interact differently. Non-allelic genetic interaction. There are interactions between genes located on same chromosome or on different but non-homologous chromosomes controlling a single phenotype to produce a different expression. Each interaction is typical in itself, and ratios obtained are different from those of Mendelian dihybrid ratio that we know for two traits the ratio was 9:3:3:1. Some of these interaction of genes are explained here which fall under this category and deviate from Mendel's dihybrid ratio. The interaction of genes may be of following type. First type is two gene pairs affecting same character, one trait. Mind it, 9 giving the ratio 9:3:3:1. Example is comb shape in chicken and lentil seed colors. Epistasis, one gene hides effect of other. In this case, the allele of a gene hides the effect of allele of other gene. The epistasis may be of two types. Recessive epistasis, in which a recessive allele may mask the effect of dominant allele. And the example is coat color in mouse. Ratio is 9:3:4. Dominant epistasis 12:3:1. Food color in squash. Complementary genes. In this case, both the dominant alleles of two genes are responsible for a trait, and one dominant allele complements the other. Example is flower color in case of Lathyrus odoratus. Duplicate genes. The ratio is 15:1. Same effect is given by, if we consider capital A and capital B, the same effect will be given by capital A and by capital P separately. So in all those combinations where there is either capital A or capital B, B will give that trait, that color, fruit shape in capsula. Polymeric gene action. The example of this is fruit shape in squash and own length, hair-like structure on barley seeds. Inhibitory gene action, masking gene action, etc. Now, this slide shows in tabular form whatever we are going to see in the next slides, and we will see one by one. In this, we have taken genes as capital A and its recessive allele small a, gene capital B and its recessive allele as small b. And we have seen additive gene effect, recessive epistasis, dominant epistasis, complementary gene, duplicate gene, polymeric gene action, inhibitory gene action, etc. Now, example number 1, which shows additive gene effect. The two gene pairs affecting the same character, comb shape in chicken. Trait is only one, comb shape in chicken. In chicken, there can be different type of comb shapes, which are called as rose comb. When capital R is there, the shape will be rose comb. When capital P is there, the shape will be P comb. And when there are both capital R and P, the shape will be a different one, which is known as walnut. And where there is no capital R or P, there will be single. So four shapes are there: rose, pea, walnut, and single, which we can see in the next slide. This is the rose comb, and this one is the pea comb. Walnut is where R and P both are present, and single where capital R, capital P both are absent. Four different comb morphologies. Inheritance of comb morphology in chicken was described by William Batson and Reningard Punnett in 1906. This was the first example of gene interaction. Now, it can be seen by checkerboard, Punnett's square, and here we can see the parents are Rose and P, where capital R, capital P is crossed with small r, capital P. F1 will be walnut because it has both capital R and capital P. And in F2, the ratio becomes 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1. 9 is walnut. The combinations are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10, and 13. Then 6, 8, and 14 combinations in which there is a capital R but capital P is not present is rose comb. And 11, 12, and 15 is P comb, and 16 is the single comb. So the ratio becomes 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1, which is actually a dihybrid ratio. But here it is for a single trait. It can be called as monohybrid. Just like normal dihybrid for two traits, but it is for single trait, comb shape having four different forms. This slide shows the same thing again: 9 walnut, 3 rose, 3 pea, and 1 single. You can see wherever there is capital R, capital P, those are walnut. Where there is capital R, small p, those are rose. Where there is small r, capital P is P, and where there is no capital R, capital P, that is single. Another example of additive gene action is lentil seed color. Just like rose comb, it shows four phenotypes. The phenotypes are brown, tan, gray, and green. Where there is capital A and B will be brown. Where there is capital A, small b will be tan. Where there is small a, capital B will be green. And where A and B, small a, small b, it is green. Now, epistasis. Epistasis is something different from dominance. One gene hides the effect of other gene. It is different from Mendel's dominance, which meant for intragenic alleles, alleles of a gene. But here dominance works at intergenic level, intragenic and intergenic level, alleles of different genes. One gene masks or suppresses the expression of other non-allelic gene. Mind it, it is non-allelic. Allelic dominance is allelic. Epistasis or suppression of other gene on non-allelic gene. A gene which marks, hides the action of other gene. Non-allelic is termed as epistatic gene. The gene whose effect is masked is called hypostatic. For example, if two genes A and C, here we are taking A and C, with their alleles small a and small c take part in cross, then epistasis can be of following types. There can be a recessive epistasis. In case of recessive epistasis, small c of one gene may hide the effect of dominant allele A of other gene. And in case of dominant epistasis, dominant allele A of one gene may hide the effect of dominant allele C of other gene. This we will see by two different examples. Now, recessive epistasis we will see with this example. Here, the recessive allele masks the effect of dominant allele of other gene. In mice, the wild body color is known as agouti or grayish and is controlled by a gene A, which is hypostatic to recessive allele C. The dominant allele C in presence of A gives colored mice. In presence of dominant allele C, A gives rise to agouti. So capital C, small a will be colored and small c, capital A will be albino. When colored mice are crossed with albino agouti mice appears in F1. Small c masks the effect of capital A and is therefore epistatic. Consequently, CCAA is albino. This is the example of epistasis. The ratio 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1 is modified to 9 is to 3 is to 4. Combination CCAA is also albino due to absence of both the dominant alleles. So 3 plus 1 becomes 4. Now you can see here, I will try to make you explain. Coat color is controlled by gene A. Allele A is hypostatic to recessive allele C. And dominant allele C in presence of A gives colored mice, that is black. Both capital C and capital A are present. Color is agouti. You can see agouti, capital A, capital C. Agouti, wild type, most common due to banded hair. Near skin it is green, then yellow, and then black. The combination capital A, capital C will be albino, and small a, capital C will be black, and small a, small c will already be albino. The color, the C locus is epistatic to A locus. You can see here in the second combination, capital ACC is albino, although it should give color. Now this slide shows the agouti. 9 combinations are agouti: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 5, 7, 9, 10, and 13. And 3 combinations are black. These are 6, 8, and 14. And 11, 12, and 15 become albino due to epistasis. A small c does not allow capital A to produce color, and 16 is already a albino. This again shows the same result. Here I have shown these three as albino, and in combination it will be 9:3:4. 9:3, 9 agouti, 3 black, and 4 albino. 3 plus 1 becomes 4. Now, second example is dominant epistasis. In summer squash or cucurbita pepo, there are 3 types of fruit color: yellow, green, and white. White color is dominant over other colors, while yellow color is dominant over green. Green gene for white color W, capital W, masks the effect of yellow, Y, capital Y. So yellow color is formed only when the dominant epistatic gene is represented by its recessive allele small w. When the hypostatic gene is also recessive, the color of fruit is green. So white fruit will be capital W, capital Y, or capital W, small y. Yellow fruit will be small w, capital Y. Green fruit will be small w, small y. A cross between a pure breeding white summer squash with a pure breeding green summer squash yields white fruits in F1 generation. Upon selfing of F1 and F2 generation comes to have 12 white fruits, 3 yellow fruits, and 1 green fruit, as you can see in the next slide. So this is 12:3:1, and this is dominant epistasis. This is the case of dominance epistasis. These 3 have become yellow, and rest of them are white, could not produce the color. So 12 Y dominant allele is hypostatic to W, producing white color. Now let us see the example of another example, that is complementary gene, and here the ratio will be 9:7. Two genes are responsible for a particular phenotype. Production of one phenotype requires dominant alleles of both the genes controlling the character. The complementary genes are two genes present on separate gene loci that interact together to produce dominant phenotypic character. Neither of them, if present alone, can express itself. It means that these genes are complementary to each other. Example is flower color in case of Lathyrus odoratus or Kesari. The color of flower is purple or white. Purple color is produced only when dominant A is complemented by dominant allele B. Betson and Punnett have demonstrated that in sweet pea, Lathyrus odoratus, purple color of flower develops as a result of interaction of two dominant genes, capital C and capital P. We can use either capital A or B, or we can use capital C and P. Now, in the absence of dominant gene C or P or both, the flower color will be white. It is believed that gene C or gene A produces an enzyme that catalyzes the formation of necessary raw material for the synthesis of pigment anthocyanin, and gene P or B produces an enzyme that transforms the raw material into the pigment. It means that the pigment anthocyanin is the product of two biochemical reactions taking place subsequently. The end product of first reaction becomes the substrate for the second, which you can see in the flow chart. Therefore, if a plant has small c, capital P, or it has small c, capital P, small c, capital C, C, small p, or capital C, small p genotype, the flowers will be white. Purple flowers are formed in plants having capital C, capital C, capital P, then capital C, small p, or capital C, small p. From checkerboard, it is clear that 9:7 ratio between purple and white is modification of 9:3:3:1 ratio. Here you can see where there is capital A and capital B, that will be purple, and where either capital A is there or capital B is there will be white, and 16 is already white. So 9 will be purple, 6, 8, 14 will be white, 11, 12, 15 will be white, and 16 will be white. So 3 plus 3 plus 1 will become 7. So the ratio becomes 9:7, purple white for one trait. Now duplicate genes. If the dominant allele of two loci produce the same phenotype, whether inherited together or separately, 9:3:3:1 ratio is modified into 15:1 ratio, just contrasting to the complementary gene. The capsule of Shepherd's purse, capsula, occurs in two different shapes, triangular and top shape. When a plant with triangular capsule is crossed with one having top-shaped capsule, in F1 triangular character appears. The F1 offsprings by self-crossing produced the F2 generation with the triangular and top-shaped capsule in the ratio 15:1. Two independently segregating dominant genes, capital A or capital B, have been found to influence the shape of capsule triangular. All genotypes having dominant alleles of both or, or either of these genes would produce plants with triangular shaped capsule. Only those with the genotype a, small b would produce plants with top shaped capsule. We can see it in the next slide that the ratio becomes 15:1, and we can also see it with the help of, this is the triangular shape and this is the top shape. When two such are crosses are made, F1 will be triangular and F2 will have 15:1 ratio. The first 9 combinations, then 6, 8 and 14, 11, 12 and 15, all will be triangular. Only 16 will be uh, top shaped. In this, the only either one dominant allele is required, either capital A or capital B, and it is just opposite to complementary genes. This again shows the top and triangular cross, and the ratio is 15:1. Second example of this can be seen in Snapdragon duplicate gene, and the color of flower can be red or white. If capital A is present, then also the flower will be red. If capital B is present, then also the flower will be red, and only 16 combination will be white. So the ratio will be 15:1. Polymeric gene action, 9:6:1. Two completely dominant genes controlling a character produce same phenotype when their dominant alleles are alone. But when dominant alleles are together, the phenotype is enhanced, means increases the effect. and becomes cumulative or additive effect. In this, I'll tell about the first example, that is own length on barley fruit and fruit shape in squares. Own length in barley fruit may be long or of medium size, or it may be onless. And in fruit shaped squares, it can be disc shaped, circular, or long, and the ratio will be 9 is to 6 is to 1. Now, in this, you can see where A and B, capital A and B, both are present long on, the uppermost diagram, long on, where capital A, small b is present, will be medium, 6, 8 and 14. Small a and capital B will also be medium on, 11, 12 and 15. And where there is no capital A, no capital B, it will be onless. Now, inhibitory gene action. It is example maize and allurum color, and the ratio will be 13 is to 3. One dominant gene produces concerned phenotype and its recessive allele produces contrasting phenotype. The second gene, dominant, has no effect on concerned phenotype but stops expression of dominant allele of first gene. So when both dominant alleles are present, phenotype as that of recessive homozygote is produced. Here we can see where there is capital R and small capital I, it is white. Capital R, small I will be red. Small r, capital I will be white, and small I will be white. So in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10 and 13, the color will be white, because in presence of capital I, the R does not produce color. R will produce red color only when capital I is not present, and that in only 3 combinations, 6, 8 and 14. And small r, capital I will be white. Small r, small I will be white. So the ratio becomes 13 is to 3. It is example of epistasis. Second example of inhibitory gene is feather color in fall. When capital A and B are present, the color will be white. When there is capital A, small b, then also it will be white. And when there is small a, capital B, color will be there. It means capital B is required for color, but in presence of capital A, color is not produced. So the ratio here will be 13 is to 3. Masking gene action. Dominant allele of two genes affecting a character produce distinct phenotype when they are alone. But when dominant alleles of both genes are present together, expression of dominant alleles of one gene masks the expression of other, and when both genes are present in recessive state, a different phenotype is produced. Example, barley seed color may be black, yellow or white, which you can see in the next slide. When capital B and capital Y as their black, capital Y produces color, but because of black color, yellow is not seen. Capital B, small y is black. Small b, capital Y is yellow, and small b, capital Y is white. So when both B and A are present, both express, but black color is so intensive that yellow color produced is by Y is not detected. B gives black color, Y gives yellow color, and B and Y do not produce color. Now we can see the summary in the following 2 slides. We have summarized whatever we have seen this, and with this I would like to stop the presentation and end the